Help, we have got a new employee starting, but we don't know what to do, and we don't know how to look like we know what we're doing. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose, and we're delighted that you could join us to discuss how to design a new employee starter pack. Before we do, check out mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy. That'll give you a great 5 to 7 minute metric evaluation of the health of your business so you understand what you need to be working on. Hey, it's the first day for your new employee. Yet most employees for small businesses walk into their first day staring at what feels more like a rusty, duct-taped operation instead of a well-oiled machine. The very first impression that a business makes on a new employee takes place during the hiring process when the business team is simply telling the then candidate about the wonders of their business. Day one is actually the day where the new employee walks in and comes face-to-face with reality. What I see feels very different from what I was told. This story has played out too many times in our coaching calls where an owner will tell us, sort of in a fit, that they just hired a new employee, and when that person walked in on day one, not only did the owner forget where they were to start that day, they also began scrambling to find busy work that would occupy the new employee's time. The owner then justified the haphazard training by saying, well, it's just better if we throw them to the wolves. No, it's not just better if you do that. It's not better to simply be thrown to the wolves without initial training on how to handle the wolves. Imagine any professional sports coach simply throwing a new star player to the wolves without training and practice. It's silly. Yet in business, that tends to be the strategy of choice. We hide behind excuses like, well, we just hire smart people and they can figure it out. Or we say things like, well, if she can't handle the heat, then we don't need her. There's a better way. There's a more human way to onboard that massively valuable new team member. One element of that better way is to have a new employee kit or a packet ready to physically hand them on day one. That packet can consist of 5 elements to give your new employee a much higher chance of success. The first of those 5 elements, each employee new starter pack, should include an opening letter from the owner. This is a letter that is standardized for the new employee starter pack and allows the new employee to hear directly from the visionary of the business. The letter should start out with a simple welcome, followed by the mission of the business, letting the employee know the primary reason they were hired is to help achieve that already defined mission. After the mission, the letter should include a simple outline of the unique core values of the business, letting them know, hey, these are the filters we use to make decisions every day. The letter can be rounded out with an overview of the rest of the new employee starter pack. The second item, each new employee starter pack should include the outline of their initial training. What technical skills are you going to be teaching them? How? When? What will the timeline of that training look like? What professional soft skills will you be having them commit to? What is the scorecard for a successful startup in this role? The third element, each new employee starter pack should include a printed guide with training notes or slides they will be learning from so they have a note-taking mechanism. Actively having your new employee physically write down notes, thoughts, and questions will help them to engage and retain the information that must be shared. In her helpful book, The Power of Writing It Down, I thought it was a great book, Allison Fallon, there it is right there, The Power of Writing It Down, big yellow book. Allison Fallon reminds us that writing gives us space to work through our biggest questions. Fallon goes on to remind us that writing helps us gain confidence in ourselves, our ideas, and how we move through the world, while giving us a chance to know the sound of our own voice. Giving your new employee space to write gives you the space to answer their biggest questions. Thus, new content for updating your training as you hire future employees. Remember, your greatest opportunity for feedback on your business are the fresh, new eyes of a new employee. The fourth element each new employee starter pack should include is startup swag and a quick start support tools for the role that they're assuming. If you're hiring a salesperson, what are the selling tools they will need to stack away in preparation for that first sales call? If you're hiring a field ops person, what are the cheat sheets, the checklist that would be helpful in the startup phase? Think of these tools as the quick start guide you see when you open the box to a new appliance or a power tool. Identify the 5 things or 4 or 7 things that will get this person started in this new role, knowing that a more advanced understanding of the job will come with further time and further intentional training that you have mapped out above. The final element of every new employee start kit should include some sort of engaging handbook that employees can refer to, answering the most basic questions. Simple stuff. I'm not talking about a big corporate thing that looks like a list from Wall Street. I'm just talking about a simple little document answering simple questions like contact list, employee-related questions, payroll cycles, vacation, dress code, conduct, etc. Regardless of the specific elements in your new employee starter kit, just having something built and delivered that shows forethought and intentionality in line with the mission of the business takes you miles down the road towards a successful startup with your new team member. You want to see how healthy your business is as you get that new team member up and running? Go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy, and that will help you to begin to understand how ready is the business to hire the new employee.